a counter-attacking system, the defense is going to do the heavy lifting. These guys are the ones that need to suppress the opposition's pressure and get the ball back. And when the ball is recovered, these guys are the ones who need to transition it to the attackers in a blink of an eye. So let's go over 5 areas to take into account when setting up your transition phase in a counter-attacking tactic. This goes without saying really. No matter the team you play in your save, the attributes are crucial towards the team interpreting your tactical ideas, especially in the midfield. No matter if you are Mallorca, one of the worst teams in La Liga this season, or Real Madrid, one of the best ones, your midfield players have to be able to distribute the ball up front very fast. In case you are wondering why I don't consider them being part of the midfield, it's because they are attacking players. They are the chaos in a tactic like this, but they will be discussed in a future video. Back to the midfield, no matter the team you choose to manage, the players need to have decent to very good work rate, concentration and vision. Of course, other supporting attributes must be available, but through work rate, the players are able to work to full capacity beyond capabilities and means. Through concentration, they can focus for extended periods of time during game phases, and through vision, they can spot an opening other players wouldn't normally spot. But you should scale the attributes level to the team you are using and do not neglect the importance of these 3 attributes. The midfield doesn't have to be made of a duo, but usually this is what you end up with in most tactics. If you are managing a team of Real Madrid's caliber, you may get away with using these 2 roles, as the players are top tier and can perform multiple tasks during a game phase. If you are managing a team of Mallorca's caliber, I would recommend sticking to a more traditional pair of roles, such as this one. When your players are good enough to transition to other more complex roles, do so. In any pairing you choose to do, always keep a defensive-oriented role and a creative one. Both players need to be able to distribute the ball quickly, as most of the times, one of them will be picked by a defense for recycling the ball. As player instructions, I went with none besides the standard ones, but this is because I prefer that my own half of the pitch to be disciplined. Here is where mentality, in possession, in transition and out of possession come into play. The mentality largely depends on the team you are using. If you are Mallorca, I would scale it down to cautious or at most balanced. However, if you are Real Madrid, I would use positive, as most teams attack against Mallorca and defend against Real Madrid. And I find it that positive mentality slightly pushes the players to attack. So, in possession, make sure to have pass into space ticked and to go with the standard passing directness and the higher tempo. In transition, regroup, go on counter and distribute quickly. Out of possession, make sure to have a standard defensive line and press less. A lower or much lower defensive line invites too much pressure on your team, I believe. This doesn't impact too much the setup of your midfield, but it keeps the formation compact. What has an impact though is the subscribe button. To give you an idea of what kind of players to use, I will give some examples. As defensive-minded, I will go with someone like Federico Valverde. Of course, this is because I chose Real Madrid to illustrate the setup, but as mentioned, you should make sure that no matter the team you are managing, this player can win the ball back. As the creative player, I would go with someone like Luka Modric. Make sure that this player has good passing and vision attributes. The training sessions that should not be left out of your training calendar are physical and tactical, as they train specific attributes needed for a counter-attacking tactic, like work rate and concentration. Besides these 2, make sure to add ball distribution and chance creation whenever possible. Another option besides chance creation is play from the back. Take notice of where you place your midfield players in the training units and set up the sessions accordingly. Chance creation is for the attacking one and play from the back is for the defensive one. Nevertheless, these categories train passing and vision, important attributes for the midfield players. And since you have made it this far into the video, which I appreciate, you should continue to binge watch content on counter-attacking by exploring this one next.